up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Two Women, Two Opinions. My co-host today is on Color People Time. Her brain is probably at home still in her bed, but that's okay because she is very intelligent. It'd be different if she was a slowpoke, so she gonna catch on.
I got
right.
here.
So welcome to another episode. Today is episode 5, and we titled this what we titled it because it is a very sad moment right now for our Haiti people. But before we go on and start our stories, I did see in your notes that you want to have a moment of silence.
Like a moment of silence for.
So let's go ahead and start off the podcast today with taking a moment of silence for the people in Haiti. Jesus.
Do it a minute.
Let's do this. Well, that was for our people in Haiti. I just want to send my condolences to anyone that have family and friends out there. The app that I used to work on, it was a lot of Haitians on the app that I got really close to. And they're very family oriented. Right. So just want to go ahead and send my condolences to our condolences, because this is our show. So send our condolences over to the Haitian families, friends, loved ones. So, and we will get into what actually happened there. We just wanted to give a moment of silence so that we can, spread love before you spread, the story. Absolutely. I feel like that. Small intro. My name is Marty. If you guys don't know, I also go by Miss Summer on other apps. You can find me at Marty Margello or Famous Gems with a Z. FamousGemsWithAZ.net. And where can I find you at, Taj?
My name is Taj, and you can find me at Taj Wild, TAJWILD, on every platform. Facebook, you can find me at Taj Wilder, TAJWILDER.
All right. Yeah. So, like we said, this is episode 5 of Two Women, Two Opinion. And I see you were trying to be slick in the notes. Like, I started first last week, so...
I did. I tried to.
She tried to be slick in the notes. Hey. This is why you take notes, guys.
That's why you take notes. But I'll go first.
Every other week, we switch over who start off the story first, just so we can have a great level playing field on here. And just a FYI, guys, if you have a business, please, we want to reiterate this. Please send over your business information, small business, because we do small business shout out after the halftime break. What your story. So, I told you the clips don't go into the notes.
Oh, the clips? No. Here, I got y'all sent it to you right now.
Okay. So, while she's sending that over to me, her first story, I just wanted to start out with the... I can start. I'll go ahead and start since you said...
I'll do 2 stories back behind yours.
Okay,
that
cool.
Way we spaced them out.
Okay, cool. I'll start since she got to send it over to me.
Facebook anyway, yeah.
Okay, so the first story that I want to start off with is, since we were already talking about the COVID, the new Delta variant last week, I've kind of touched on it. We've both touched on it with different story, but I've kind of been like digging deep in it, definitely with the vaccination situation, because I'm not vaccinated, and there's a lot of different governors and stuff like that that's trying to have people mandatory to be vaccinated to even go outside and enjoy themselves. So the Biden administration is prepared to begin rolling out booster shots for American this week, the week of September 20th, the nations of health official announced. So basically, they're like, they have so many more shots that they want to give out. They're not only pressing it and boosting it on Americans, they also pressing it and boosting up other people in other countries that's coming over here because it's free of charge to them. So, like we said before, America's not dumb. They're going to push it on anybody that they can push it on. Me,
absolutely.
Myself, I'm not vaccinated, but Taj is.
I am.
And we've spoke about it. Her opinion on it is basically the same as mine, although she already had the shot. But she had her reasons why. Basically, you can't force something on someone that's not comfortable.
I definitely feel like it has to be your choice. If you want to get the shot, then you should do that. If you don't, then that is your prerogative. You cannot force people. We are in the land of the free, right? Quote unquote. That you cannot tell people that they are it's mandatory for them to put something in their body that they may not feel comfortable with.
Exactly. So I'm going to play this clip that was from CBS that just basically says exactly, or just run down exactly what I just said about Biden administration going ahead and sending out the boost. And it's a 25% boost. So that means there's more people that's being mandatory to take it, such as workers and stuff like that. And there's more people that's being, I feel like, bribed to take it. I don't care what nobody say. If you telling me I'm going to going to $1 million raffle and I'm dirt broke with no opportunities in front of me, I'm going to take the freaking shot. So let's listen to this clip. Shout out to CBS.
The Biden administration has just approved a historically large increase in the levels of food stamps assistance for families in need.
Yeah, CBS's Diane King Hall joins us live from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
This was a food stamp administration. Okay, basically that's all it was saying for real, was that they're raising and boosting it. A lot of people in New York, after when last week when I talked about the mayor has sent out that they have to be required to actually be vaccinated to enjoy things, there was a lot more people going out to get vaccinations. And I'm like, it's like a forceful thing. Like, if you tell me that this has so many good benefits, you can sell it to me in a better way than telling me that, oh, you basically can't enjoy yourself unless you go out there and take the
it's almost like they're putting you on punishment. Like, you know, we're telling you to do this, you said no, so now we're punishing you. If you don't do it, now you can't go outside. Like, you are not my mother.
Yes, and verbatim, he said, you should think of it like this. If I don't take the vaccination, I can't go out and have fun with everyone.
That's bullshit.
First of all, you sound like a fucking child. I'm not. You talking to a grown woman grown people. Let's say that's being affected by this. And knowledge is power, because I thought the age for it was 10. I just found out that it was 12, and this new variant is affecting people that's under 12. So they can't even get the vaccination if they wanted to.
Like, the country is so, like, divided, right? You got those states right now that are telling people it's fine, you can go outside without your mask. And they have, like, extremely high rates. And it doesn't make sense, right? Like, no, we should keep the mask on, right? Yep. Then you've got places like here where it's, if you don't wear your mask, you can't come out. Can we find a happy medium, y'all? Can we find a happy? How about everybody just wears a mask, right? We're gonna be safe. We cannot force you to put anything in your body, but we can at least say cover your goddamn mouth. Yes. Okay?
I agree.
That's fair. Everybody should just do it so we can move the fuck on.
I totally agree. I don't mind.
I'm tired. I'm over COVID.
As a person that's not vaccinated, I agree with wearing a mask. I feel like wearing a mask. I can't
tell you, go get a shot.
Yeah, I feel like I totally agree with wearing a mask. And actually, I've already reiterated this before in one of our past shows. I don't feel like vaccinated people should wear masks, but that's just my opinion. Like, now, if you're comfortable with wearing a mask, being vaccinated, that's on you, but I don't feel like it should be a necessity if you did go out and get the vaccination.
No.
But
like I said, like, I got the vaccine, I got my vaccination, and I still wear my mask. Like, it's just out of respect. Like, if I feel like if y'all got to do it, or everybody's got to do it, everybody should just do it. That way we can get past this and move the fuck on from it. Because, like you said, it's not like I still can't get it. I can still get it. I just possibly won't die, and it's still like a very big possibly.
I possibly won't die.
Might not die.
Or you possibly will die slower than I would.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Catch-22. So to follow on the trend of vaccinations, right? Of course, we still got crazy Larrys and Karens out here in the world, right? So another patriotic citizen harasses a H Mart manager and his employees. The store then decided to gang up against this man, which is hilarious. They was cussing him out and everything else. So we got a clip for you.
Even customer that get out. Don't dare get on my customer. Don't touch me. My customer.
You're being aggressive to us right now. You need to get out.
Go ahead. Get out. When you come with it, get out. It's my job. Every customer complain. Because of you. No. I don't. Every customer complain. No.
You want to make a see that?
Get out.
Don't you dare come at
Every
us like
customer
that.
complain.
What do you mean? Go ahead. Go ahead. Get the hell out. Marty, No, he didn't. I saw the whole thing.
Get out.
No, he didn't. Trash here. You're the one that doesn't want to wear a mask right now. We're all
Every customer complain.
You want to go back to her. Go back. Get the out.
Bruh.
Trash.
Get out. No. Get out.
Just
Go ahead and pause it. So that clip was from TYT. Shout out to them. We love them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like COVID really has people on edge, and I feel like that, again, we're very divided, right? Who should wear a mask, who shouldn't wear a mask. People are tired of masks, so they're lashing out in really twisted and fucked up ways. And then people that are wearing masks are so paranoid themselves that it's causing them to react a certain way. So I just feel like if we could get this shit over with, people can move on with their lives and people don't have to be so much on the edge. Because that's what all of this seems like. Like, we feel like trapped mice in a box.
But I feel like if it's becoming the new norm, we have to either
adapt.
wear the fucking mask or not. It's like, and then like you said, it's so fucking confusing. Just like with my friends and family coming from Ohio, they're not wearing masks out there. And here, everywhere you have to wear masks. Now the government did lift it. The governor did lift it for, it was probably like 2 weeks to a month in Vegas where we didn't have to wear masks. But they put it right back into order with the mask mandate. So my family coming from Ohio, and they like, oh, we don't have to wear masks anyways. And I'm reminding them getting out the car, like, you guys got your mask? They like, oh shit, we forget. That's confusing. And then they traveling from there to here.
Like, if
that
we're going to
shit
do
is
it,
dangerous.
everybody should just do it, and we can get over this shit.
Right.
Because it doesn't make sense to have states where you don't have to wear them, and then you have states that you do. Now, like, those schools that went against their, who was it? Was it the governor? Yeah, it was the governor. So they went against the governor's order that children in elementary school didn't have to wear masks or whatever.
Yeah.
But they decided, no, we voted against it. We're going to keep wearing masks. So, and I don't blame them, because you got to protect the children at the end of the day.
See, but on that end, it's like those kids aren't going to wear that shit. My niece was out here, and we'll tell her to wear her mask, and she'll wear it underneath her nose, under her mouth, on her chin, everywhere else. And I feel like it's very uncomfortable for children to have to wear that all the time. So I know, I'm like I always told you, I'm torn in the middle of this shit, because it's like, on one end, I was like meeting someone like you and getting your story about the vaccination, my friends out there in New York, their story about the vaccination. I'm not saying I was going to do it, but I'm like, maybe next year or a few years, there'll be something I can consider.
Absolutely.
Now I'm like, fuck no. I wouldn't even, like, fuck no.
And
like,
especially, it's like how they pushing it.
yeah,
like,
they pushing it too hard. That
we'll
shit
give
is
you $1 million
scary.
if you take the shot. Like,
we'll send you and your family to fucking
I know you got the
Flags.
flyer. I know you got the flyer where it's like
Child.
you get put in a raffle for some money. Like, that shit is fucking weird.
It's scary. Like, but ain't no other vaccination you gave
the
us
flu
shit
shot
for.
they give out twice a year for free, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. They don't ever do nothing this crazy.
Yeah, I feel like
Take
the world is another place right now.
Yeah.
It's just, first of all, it's really crazy that we're living in a times where only are we forced and our rights are being taken away. On top of that, we are really, really honestly fighting a deadly virus. So let's be honest. Everybody say it's a hoax. It's something out there, because I know people that's close to me that have been, been affected, and people that's passed away that's been close to them and stuff like that. So it's real. It's not a fucking hoax. They may have put it out there for us. The government may have. Hold on. Allegedly, because I am a conspiracy theorist a little bit. like deep down in the back of my like
my spirit.
I'm a little bit a conspiracy theorist. Like don't I believe a lot of the things that the conspiracy theorists say. So I am, but I've already told everyone that I feel like we're living in the Mandela effect any fucking way. So if they did put it out there, it's not real. So
we just here.
And then we haven't seen anyone's funeral. But on your thing, I don't want to do my opinion like my closeout, but I just want to say with the Asian community, it's kind of. Remember, it's 2 women, 2 opinions. I have my opinion. I feel like with the Asian community with the mask, it's kind of funny to me because at home, traditionally, they wear masks when someone is sick. So if you wear a mask and you're not sick, it's kind of disrespectful in some kind of way. Because they wear masks when the person is sick to protect. Basically, when you're sick, you wear a mask to protect everyone else.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
So with the world here... So basically, when you look at everyone, everybody motherfucking sick. Because everybody got on the mask. Either everybody doing nails.
Well, they also
have
they also have like really bad air pollution there too. So
yeah, that too. So I don't know about the reaction, but like I'm with them. Like I probably would never. I stay in my business. I stay in my lane. I probably would have handed that boy some hand sanitizer. Like, you need to put on the mask and here goes some hand sanitizer. Because I know if you ain't wearing no mask, you ain't washing your hands like every time you leave out the store and stuff.
Girl.
So I would have made that motherfucker
want to put on no hand sanitizer on. You don't wash your ass. You probably brush your teeth off. And
that's another thing. When the COVID-19 came, everyone was like, oh my gosh, I have to wash my hands.
Seriously.
Y'all weren't washing your hands at first. That's how you knew who the freak was nasty.
Like, how do you don't double pump at the bathroom?
This is how you know who the
pump
fuck
once,
was nasty.
Wash your hands, you pump a second time.
They still
don't. Not double pump?
Okay. Let me tell y'all a small story time before I move her. So I used to work for Procter & Gamble. If y'all don't know what it is, basically it's a big company that do a lot of samples. It's on a lot of products like diapers and stuff like that. Okay. So we made diapers like from scratch, like to do. Girl, I know how to make a damn diaper, okay? Girl, hell yeah. So, and we had to wash our hands because the babies, it got sent to babies like mothers such as yourself, and they get paid to let their babies test it. Like y'all seen your poop and pee, you bring it back up to the plate. Yes, and I worked there.
Girl, so
it was mandatory for us to wash our hands because we're making Pampers that will go on your baby's ass. Yeah. So this lady walked out the bathroom without washing her hands, and I told on her. Like, I dead ass went straight to the management right in front of this old lady face, and I said, Miss So-and-so did not wash her hands. Because I feel like that's nasty. Like, what if she really got something and would have put it in your baby ass?
Girl, because kids die like that. It's like those mystery things. Like, you never know
and
what
she was an old nasty bitch.
Babies
like, girl.
pass away like that from girl. She was an old nasty bitch. Girl, she don't double pump in the bathroom. How do you don't double pump?
Okay, moving along. So I don't know if you guys actually seen the last week's story when I talked about, or what was the episode 3 when I talked about New York governor, like we just mentioned, actually making it mandatory for people to be vaccinated in order to go out to have fun, such as the gym, indoor entertainment, and indoor restaurant and stuff like that. So, here recently, actually it was 2 years ago when they brought to the forefront that the New York wanted to decriminalize sex work as a law out there, kind of how Nevada does in different places. Not in Las Vegas. Everyone always think it's Las Vegas, so it's Pahrump in some parts of Reno.
There is parts of Vegas that is supposed,
but you don't. Basically, not the strip. You're not supposed to sell ass on the strip.
Can't sell ass on the strip, but there are places
where it's casinos and stuff,
and it's okay.
Right. So here's a clip. This was a while back when they first. So it's back on the forefront that they actually want to make sex work in New York decriminalized. Okay. Now we'll talk about how I feel about that in just a few moments because yeah, let's go ahead and play this clip.
I felt like it should have been legal. Like, just let these people do what they gotta do.
Yeah. I feel like it should have been legal too, but you're not about to tell me that I gotta infect myself with a vaccine, but you gonna let these hoes. Okay.
Criminalize sex work in New York got a big push Wednesday after Manhattan District Attorney Cy Vance announced that his office will no longer prosecute prostitution and unlicensed massage. DA Vance, appearing in a virtual hearing, moved to dismiss 914 prostitution and unlicensed massage cases, some that date back to the 1970s, as well as 5,080 cases of loitering for the purposes of prostitution, all in line with the office's new policy, which follows New York State's repeal of an anti-loitering law widely known as the Walking While Trans law. In many of these matters, vulnerable people have faced significant collateral consequences and live even now under the threat of being detained based on pending bench warrants, the DA said before a judge Wednesday.
I think it's fantastic to have the DA's office listen to people that are impacted and to listen to advocates.
Abby Swenstein, staff attorney with Legal Aid Society's Exploitation Intervention Project, which represents many sex workers, says while she welcomes the change, a lot more needs to be done.
What we'd like to see is we'd like to see the NYPD stop making arrests, and then we'd like to...
All right. So, this is very interesting to me. Meaning, so this is my look on it, and I feel like it should have been decriminalized anyways, because it's going to happen. And the jails are already too full for shit like that anyways, okay?
I'm just over the conversation about it. Like, just let these people do their job.
Yeah, just let these people do their job. And
But
make
keep
them
it-
pay taxes.
Right,
like
make
you
them pay
do strippers
taxes
and stuff like
and make
that.
sure there's facilities for these kind of things. Like, they're
Yes.
just not on the street, because I feel like that's where the unsafety comes from. This is why these women disappear
Facts.
by the thousands every year. So it's just...
And there's
make
so
it
many people
safe.
looking for jobs.
right.
Like, that's a whole nother
If
freaking
you tooted and booted and
industry.
you want to get paid for it, do that. Do that.
Right. And so it was just very interesting to me when I was doing research and trying to find a few stories to talk about. But the only thing is I really can't compare these stories. It was just like, okay, the government officials in New York, they definitely have conversations together around round tables. No matter if it's Manhattan, New York, New Jersey, wherever. I know New Jersey is a different state, but those people over there, they do have conversations around a round table.
Right.
And it was just funny to me how you're like, oh yeah, sis could go sell her ass, but you got to get vaccinated. I hope they ass got to get vaccinated
Oh, yeah,
too.
I feel like that would
I'm
be
sure
like,
that's
you gotta
a
get
mandatory
everything
because
done.
that's, remember we talked about how they having the job. They making it mandatory for jobs.
Yeah.
Like the field that you're in to be vaccinated. So
Yeah, I feel like they would have to, but I feel like they would also have to implement, like, they would have to get STD checks, like,
Yes,
once a month.
a lot.
Like, there would have to be, like, regulations on being a prostitute. And it's fair. Like, if you ain't making no money and you need a way to make some money, you can sell some
that
ass.
ass, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody got that other hustle mentality.
And I did
what
watch
hustle is. Oh, my God.
I actually watched a documentary about sex workers, like legal sex workers, and it's a lot like in Pahrump and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They have
Oh, that's
to.
right, Pahrump.
They have to get the medical records. They have to file taxes. They have to.
I mean, that's what they do.
They
with
have
porn.
to do
It's
drug
the same
tests.
shit. It's the same
Like
shit.
they often have to do drug tests, and all. The lady was basically like, this field is harder than what you say. Just because I like sex, I could get paid from it. But it's harder than what you think. We have to do shit just as well as we was in another
Regulated.
field
That's
of
it.
work.
Make sure there's a facility.
Yeah, that's what
for it.
I feel like. As long as
Facility.
it's regulated, it's really. I don't feel like it should matter. Shit, they're gonna do it any fucking way, and like it's just like fucking stripping and shit. Cause some of them women, like when they leave, they're fucking like. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to put that on strippers. Like all strippers are selling sex, cause they're not. But a lot of them do. Well, let's say some of them. Let's not say a lot.
Oh.
Some of them do. Some of them do. So I just feel like they're gonna do it anyway. So let's put less pressure on
That's what I'm saying.
them.
Like, people do it all the time. So what the fuck does it matter? It's just like, stay
Hell,
out,
they're
stay
making-
out people motherfucking business. That's y'all problem.
Hell,
Y'all
they
nosy as
basically
fuck.
making it okay for people to do like heroin and shit like that because when the crack
Girl, I saw somebody do crack the other day. I was highly upset.
when the crack epidemic was going crazy, they was locking people up left and right. Now that the heroin epidemic is huge, they're like, oh, it's a mental illness. It's a mental.
It's not.
So that make people want to, like, oh yeah, I'm mentally fucked up. So let me shoot
go
some shit up in my
little
arm.
heroin.
Child, please. I don't want to hear
Girl.
that shit.
A little heroin. No, I don't.
What's
Yeah,
up,
girls.
Mario?
Cause my school is kind of in like the hood. I'm coming down the stairs the other night, child. There was a man sitting on the stairs getting a little crack pipe thing on. Like, I was like, I can't believe this is happening in this moment. I'm just trying to go home. Girl, and didn't want to get off the stairs because he was so high. I was like, so you gotta move. You gotta move. I gotta lock this
My
gate.
boy said he was trying to get high. Fuck you talking about?
Girl, he was high.
Okay.
To switch gears, y'all. So my next story is about integrity. So there are two YouTube podcasts or just channels in general that I watch frequently. So these are like my people in a sense. Abbott and Preach, I've been watching them for years. They are content creators. They do a lot of reviews. They talk about their comedy careers and things of that nature. They don't vlog or anything that deep, but they do a lot of reviews, which is hilarious. They're funny men. And they be dropping a lot of game. And then there is Fresh and Fit, which is a, I don't know if you heard of like red pill, blue pill, that shit's going on right now.
Yeah.
So they are very much a red pill, and I'm doing this, community. So I watch it for shits and giggles because a lot of the content that they make is BS to me. I find it funny. Especially the women that they bring on there tend to be a bit more ditzier. They don't bring like, not always, but most of the time they don't bring in a whole lot of educated women. So they just find like these cute, adorable women that they find on the streets and shit, and they didn't bring them in for these kind of shows. So basically, Abbott and Preach goes onto their show. They were talking about prostitution, crazy enough, and how men shouldn't have to pay for the box, right? But I feel like we all pay somehow, some way when it comes to putting it out and getting it, whatever. But according to them, you know, men shouldn't have to pay for the box, and especially if a woman doesn't respect them, blase, blase. Fresh, who is one of the co-hosts of Fresh and Fit, goes on to say, like, basically he wants a woman's soul. Like, he wants to be super deep with women, but then was caught in text message threads advocating for something else. Like, you can't be on my show unless you fuck me, and I don't care if you post this shit for clout, blase, blase. Then Fit was caught on a sugar baby website where he pays for sex. Like, the site's called Seeking
Arrangements.
Seeking Arrangements.
Oh my
So
god!
he has a whole profile where he is enlisting women, but then you're telling other men that you can't pay for sex. So it's just like, oh, don't pay for sex. You're a king. You should treat yourself like one. You're the man. You're the alpha. They live that very much macho, over egotistical kind of lifestyle. So they get into it. Abba goes on to basically school them in some shit, right? Because he's like, yeah, but if women want to, you know, sell it, that's their choice. And if men want to buy it, again, that's their choice. Maybe that's just something they enjoy. So he just talks about integrity, and I thought this would be a good conversation for you and I, because I think integrity, a lot of people don't understand what it is and what it means to have it. So we're going to play a clip from Abba's page.
This unfold. Why I think this is snowballing so fast and catching so much wind is you guys are seeing on first-hand display what happens when you do this whole fake it till you make it stuff. What happens when you are the blind leading the blind. I don't care about making money. Not like that. Not over my integrity. I could have cut a check a long time ago, whether it be with Vice, whether it be Just for Laughs. A whole bunch of large companies approached us, but the thing that they wanted to do didn't vibe with the integrity that we want to place in front of you guys. I got emails to prove all of it. I'm not here camping for...
So, I don't know. You heard the clip. I just felt like he brings up a really valid point. Like, a lot of people don't understand what it means to have integrity. That means you're not going to sell yourself short, right? You're not going to pretend to be something that you're fucking not. And it's irritating that a lot of people live that lifestyle of they want to live fast money, fast cars, fast women, but they don't understand, like, the slow and easy process to get there. I would rather lie and front my way to get there, and then when somebody calls me out on my shit, right? Now I'm trying to backtrack and make it seem like what it was. They talked so much shit about this man's, like, Preach is another of the co-hosts. They talked about his wife, yo. And it's like the conversation that they had, because they did a review on the video that they were on, right?
Right.
And they basically just said, look, yo, your points of view are valid, right? You shouldn't, as a man, if you don't want to pay for sex, you shouldn't have to. Maybe you hold yourself to a different standard. But there are people out there that are completely comfortable with paying for sex. And there are people comfortable enough to sell it. So mind your fucking business, essentially.
I totally agree.
That's what all they said. They went back and went crazy talking about we can fight you, blah, blah, blah. Your wife's a beluga whale. Like, they just went ham at the retort to their review of their video. So it's just like, dog,
But that just shows the insecurity because, like, that's why living your truth. We were just talking about
Living
this
your
yesterday
truth.
on my live when we were saying, like, how there's people out here that want to be with multiple people. There's people that want to be swingers. There's people that want to be in polyamorous relationships. There's people that just want to fucking go. There's people that want to be friends with benefits that don't want to have shit to do with you. And on the other hand, there's people that want to be in love. So find your lane and stick with it. I feel like people are so leaned on trying to change people to be up to their
or they're
standards.
willing to change themselves
To be other people's standards. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Only way you will prosper in life is to be yourself.
Hello.
Because I'm telling you, you go keep searching.
This is who
and searching
we are.
and,
like,
right, you go keep
this
searching.
This is who we
and
are.
searching
Y'all not
and
gonna get
searching
nothing realer than what we give
for
to
this
you
other
on a
person.
week-to-week
And then
basis.
you go keep searching and searching for this other person. You go be watching people. You go be envying other people, and you never gonna be able to grasp who you really are in life because that shit gonna be hard. It's gonna get harder and harder
yourself, and that's what I'm saying. And then they embarrass themselves essentially because then all of the text messages from women came out. You know, they say, oh, we can meet up, we can box, and then you backtrack on it. They posted y'all text. That shit was embarrassing as fuck. So it's like you tell other men to treat themselves with some kind of standard and some kind of respect, right? But then in the background, you out here buying sex, right? You're telling bitches that you can't be on my show unless you fuck me. Like, come on, G, you're not who you say you are.
Yeah, and it's a lot of that.
I'm alpha man. Be an alpha man. So be a fucking alpha man.
It's
like,
and it's not even like, let's be honest, it's not always men, but it's a lot of people that's in powerful positions that actually, will make you belittle you to try to make you become something. And if that's not okay, if you didn't go in there prepared or thinking in the back of your mind like, I'll fuck for this position, that meaning it wasn't meant to be for you. Because some people actually be like, fuck, you know what, I'll fuck my way to the top. I don't care. As long as I get where I need to be. And it might work for some people. And it might work for some people, but like you said, mind your fucking business. If it don't work for you, it's not for you.
But don't be out here telling your fans to live a certain lifestyle and you're not living it your damn self. That's really what I was trying to, like, the point I was trying to make, because I really feel like, especially as people, especially in this content creating kind of world, right? Mm-hmm. We just starting off. I ain't speaking from like we already there, y'all, but we just starting off. But we understand that there's a balance, right? You got to live your truth, because anybody and everybody eventually is gonna find out your business. Mm-hmm. So why not just be 100% all the fucking time? That way, I don't have to worry about you digging up no motherfucking skeletons in my closet, because ain't none.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
and that's why I tell people all the time, like, I now I do keep my personal life personal from my entertainment. That's because my biggest fear is for you to come from somebody that's in my life and you don't know them. Now, I ain't nothing hidden. It's just, you ask the question, you go get the answer to it. Period. Absolutely. Point blank. I'm not going to lie about anything, but I'm not about to sit there and put everything on the table for you to know. Anyways, but I definitely get it. Like, you sitting here putting this standard on and then turn around and do something else.
You're advocating for a different lifestyle that you can't yourself live. You're telling other men, don't purchase sex, don't do this, don't do that. But you have a seeking arrangements account where you are literally paying women to fuck you. Like, well, we don't know the whole arrangement, but he got packages, bitch. Okay? His profile got packages. So I thought that shit was as funny as fuck, but it definitely brings up a good topic. Integrity is something that you have to hold yourself accountable for shit, and you have to hold other people accountable for shit, and be as clairvoyant about it as possible is all I'm trying to say.
Definitely. And the world that we live in today, if you don't tell your truth, you let someone else tell it, it can be worse.
And it could be the end of your career. It could be the
definitely
end of your life.
It can. All right, well, moving along to a different story, kind of a different topic. They're not going through the things that Haiti is going through right now, so that's why we started off with putting. But California has been under fire for a long time, guys. I just want to go ahead and play this clip before we have, put our opinions on there. But let's go ahead and play this real quick.
Tonight, a fast-moving wildfire has forced thousands of people from their homes. The Caldor fire, northeast of Sacramento, more than tripled in size overnight. 2 people have been badly burned. A news crew from our Sacramento CBS station had to weave through smoke and flames to escape danger.
So definitely have our California family and friends in our prayers. We're so close to California. We like right next door. So
and I love me some LA.
Right.
So.
And I love me some LA as well. And it's like really messed up. And they've been affected by these fires for a long time now. Like it's just an ongoing thing. I do have a lot of friends that's in California. So I definitely want to keep you guys in my prayers. This is forcing people out of their home, guys. If you did not hear what she said, it's really forcing people out of their home. This is something that we have to pay attention to.
It's
businesses are
businesses,
too. You know, people work hard for the things that they have, and for it to be slightly taken away from them, because what Todd spoke about last week with the climate change and everything, everyone has to start doing their part. Because we are losing trees. We need trees for oxygen. Like we're losing water. We're losing water. Like, oh my God, people think that we're just gonna be you. People think that they can be able to drink water for the rest of no. This shit. The percentage of water that we supposed to have and that we don't have is like really scary. It's alarming. So I don't know. Try to do your research now. Exactly. And I feel like with us, like we know limited, you know, things that we can really do to help. So just try to do your research and, you know, try to do what you can to help the community around you. Because even with me, like, I never recycle, but now that I live in a house, I have to. So
yeah, you have to. They make you do it.
They make you recycle living in a house. So I think that's a good thing. I don't care if you have to be made to do whatever you have to do. Just make sure you do your part for your community, because it's hard out here.
My next car is going to be one of those little electric cars, I promise you.
Hell yeah, mine too.
That's the goal, get a cute little electric car. So we gonna take a little break, or what are we doing?
What time is it?
Just let me see.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna take a break in 4 minutes. So before the break, I do want to talk about since we've been talking about the COVID-19 and everything, that stuff is going on. It was a story that was released that states are struggling to distribute the federal rent aid, and the deadline is approaching. Let's go ahead and listen to this clip before we go on this break, because once we come back from the break, we'll do the small business shout outs and everything. So if you guys don't know, a lot of most states, if not all, received government aid to help with like evictions and stuff like that, and they just lifted the eviction thing where you can't be evicted out of a home due to COVID-19. There's no more, you got to just live there. So with that being said, it's getting really scary in the world nowadays. Like, they're forcing us to give, and then I'm sure they have something right now where they're like, if you get vaccinated, we'll give you a house to stay in or some shit. So if you feel like you're on your last limb, fuck it, just go get vaccinated. But let's go ahead and listen to this. Let's listen to this clip about what's going on in the world that we live in today. It's kind of long, but it's not really long. It's very informational though. I was about to cut it off, but I couldn't.
In Money Watch, a looming housing aid deadline could make life tougher for struggling tenants and landlords. Many are still waiting for billions of dollars in financial aid from COVID relief legislation, which has been slow to roll out in some cases. September 30th is the date to keep an eye on. States that have not spent 65% of their allocated rental aid by then could risk losing the money, possibly putting those behind on payments in an even tougher position. So Irina Ivanova, she wrote a report for CBS Money Watch, and she joins me now. Good morning, Irina. Please tell us which states are the slowest at spending their money, and what's causing all the delays?
Sure. So Congress has allocated rent assistance in several rounds. We had $25 billion last December, another $21 billion in March, and we're talking just about that first round of funding here, that $25 billion. We are approaching what is sort of a check-in date of September 30th, at which point programs that have spent more than 65% of funds could potentially get more, but programs that have spent much less could have the money clawed back. And as we approach that date, there's a pretty big discrepancy between programs, between how fast especially state programs are spending versus some city or local programs. So according to the National Low Income Housing Coalition, there's a number of states that have spent very, very few of their funds, less than 3% of that first round. So Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Mississippi, Indiana, Nevada, North Dakota, South Carolina, and Wyoming, they have all spent right around 3% or less, in the single digits.
Okay, so I stopped it right there. I'm just super shocked that our homeless and our eviction and homeless population is so high.
The homeless population
and
is
they're
so
not. It's
fucking
basically
high,
basically what that just told me is like we're not using the resources that's given to us, and the fact that we're not using the resources that's given to us, it can be taken away. So you're telling me
they have it until the end of next month.
End of next month to use the aid that's been given to us by the federal government for rent aid, and all these people are being put out of their homes, evicted, and we've only used 3%. Like, this is
Texas right now is the only state that's doing
used
the job. It's fucking Texas.
And it's crazy because Texas passed a law where they was giving away houses. Basically, it is so sickening to see that the state that we live in is basically throwing away the resources that was given to us to help out, and our homeless population
3%. And they'll say as well because they're not applying. No, I'm sure these motherfuckers is applying. Y'all just slow to get shit done.
Yes,
like y'all take for fucking ever to accomplish one fucking goal. Like just make sure that. Honestly,
that's scary.
The second somebody even contacts you, y'all should be on their ass. What do you need so we can get you this money today?
That is so scary to know this information. This is why we reiterate what we say. And I think we say this damn near every week.
Yeah.
Know who you're voting for, because the people that we're voting for have the control over this money that's supposed to be released to us, the people.
Less than
like,
3%.
no, I'm not saying like me and Taj. We're saying ourselves. We're speaking for the people that's around us, our peers,
people
our neighbors.
That are losing homes.
It's so many homeless people. It's so many people that like mothers and shit that's in shelters. They should have cleaned these fucking shelters out with this money. Like, there should be a better program.
The homeless population here is wild, y'all. I mean, if you've been to LA, it's a big. That's on like a massive scale, right?
Yeah.
Here is like a mini version of LA, and it's scary to
know that we've been having all these resources and they're not being used. And it's like this is where we really have to look into we know who the money is being issued to. It's a state. But who has the power to sit around that round table and say, this is where we're going to put it at? Let's get a program into place where the women that have children that's already in the shelters, let's get them homes. Let's get their rent paid up for a
and clean out
months.
Some of these already temporary homes. You can free up more space for people,
and for
that
people
are
that's
still
on the street. That's what I'm saying. You move them out and then move the people on the street.
We live in a climate that is 115 degrees on a good day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hot as fuck.
Like, that is
I can't even imagine being outside in 115 degrees. With no shoes on or no fucking shirts on. With a kid or a dog or, you know what I'm saying? Or your elderly person. It's scary.
It is really scary. So,
3%.
Yes, 3% for Nevada. And this is why, like, we know that it is a lot of different states that was mentioned, of course. But right now, this is where we have to do, this is where we have to kind of sit back and worry about home. Because if we're worried about all the rest of these other states, we can't even fix Nevada. We are one of the top states on there that said she was one of the first people that we mentioned. She mentioned to say we've only used 3%. There's other states out there that already use 65%.
Texas is the only green
They're going to take it away from us and give it to them.
I'm embarrassed because Texas. It's Texas, y'all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Texas.
Right, I do like Texas, but Texas. Come on now, Texas.
But it's fucking Texas. Texas outranks us and spending money.
And spending money.
And spending fucking money. Are you serious?
We can't make this shit
up,
y'all.
We live in a profitable motherfucking city, and y'all got an issue spending money? Fuck out of here.
We cannot make this shit up, y'all. All right, guys. So right now we're about to head into halftime break. Middle.
Scary shit, y'all.
Welcome back, YouTube.
Absolutely not.
Welcome back from the halftime break.
Absolutely not.
Sorry we wasn't. She still talking about the man that's supposed to eat her ass, take pay her bills.
She said he popped up again, child. He crazy. He was in my First and foremost, y'all, I stopped checking my DMs, right? When I really started putting time and effort into my social media, because people get cray-cray, okay? People get really weird. I've gotten dick pics. I had a man in prison sing me a song, y'all. I don't fuck with my DMs no more. This man was in my DMs.
Oh, my God.
I was like, he didn't take the joke. But it's okay. day, right?
Y'all, he left my live over here to come to her Instagram live. He wanted to eat that ass. Anyways, welcome back from halftime break, YouTube. I will start posting in our description box the songs that we listen to with the links, like, because I know YouTube have it, so we can put the links on the songs that we listen to during halftime break as well. So welcome back, and y'all know after halftime break we do the small business shout outs.
Yes.
Thank God you people are realizing that we do the shout outs, so y'all sending us the shout y'all business stuff now.
You got one this week?
Yes, I actually have 2 this week, and we're gonna start with them since we always start with ours. So we have November Visions LLC. It's Broken Dream record label.
Ooh.
So I asked him to send me a little, keyword text notes. It's Broken Dream is from initial idea to the final product. Our team provide guidance and support throughout the entire music artist journey. Artist development, management, mixing, and mastering. Basically, it's a record label. So this record label is from my friend from Bigo, one of my friends from Bigo. And you can also find it at www.brokendreamrecords.com. So that's where you can...
Records.us.com.
Records.us.com. US. That's probably US. I think it is. So you can find them there. And I'm going to also start putting this stuff, like the small business shout out, I'm going to start putting that in our description on the YouTube video as well. So just in case I butcher anything, it'll be in there. I'm sorry. The second business that we have is K Connect Professional Service. It is a business consultant and management solution, professional branding, web design, and notary service. Okay. They got a lot going on at K Connects.
So we do a little bit of
and you can find it at K Connects, and connects is with a K.org. And that will also be in the description of this YouTube video. Next we have Taj.
I don't have any this week. I ain't getting none this
Your
week.
business.
But besides my business. If you are looking for a great date night, maybe you're having a birthday party, maybe you just want to try something different. I am a bartending instructor, and I also bartend privately. My page is Wild Bartending, so check me out, y'all. Also, check out my blog.
I'm planning on booking you soon. So, and I definitely would love, but I want you to party with us though, because next year when I do my birthday,
drunk, but I like to.
At my birthday, I'm doing a venue for a 90s baby party next year for my 30th birthday. So, I'm Marty. I'm sorry. FamousGems.net. I do sell swimwear, lashes, masks, and my Mar butter. I'm actually gonna venture off and separate my companies, my cosmetic line and my Mar butter line.
Really?
Yes, so I'm really excited about that. So my main focus right now is to get this Mar butter branding better and even better than ever. And I'm going back to school, guys. So I'm going back to school for esthetician. Yes, I'm so excited, y'all. I always wanted to learn about
my face girl now. Yeah, got my face girl now. You gonna do eyebrows?
Yeah, I'm gonna do lashes, eyebrows, and it's like they teach makeup, airbrush makeup at the school that I'm gonna be attending.
I'm gonna get her drunk for free.
I already signed.
She gonna be beating my face.
Okay, I'm gonna beat you, baby. So yeah, so that's really exciting, guys. I'm so happy.
I'm going to school for marketing. That's not as fun as.
Why? But I'm gonna need her ass when I open up all these damn businesses. I'm gonna need her to teach me how to save money.
We're both very what's the word? Ambitious, because we both have a list of shit that we want to get accomplished. I have a deadline, so
I definitely have deadlines as well. I want to actually have have my storefront open. I kind of pushed it back a little bit because I wanted to be better than ever. So I might just do like a stand inside of a mall or like a swap meet or something. But I want to do that by next year, my birthday, and then I want to do have my huge storefront my 32nd birthday.
Girl,
so it's like 2 years.
My 32nd birthday, I want to have my bar. Look at this.
Look at
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have me a little bar.
God is good, y'all. All right, so enough about us. We kind of conceded. So but we
I'm humble.
Let's wind down a little bit, guys, and talk about this interesting topic that I've been talking about. I'm talking about for like 2 weeks, and I always wanted to bring it to Taj for the Two Women to Opinion show, but I just never did it. So I did it this morning, and she was like, "Hell yeah!"
I was talking about it.
So I don't know if you guys know anything about polyamorous.
She's gonna give y'all the definition.
The definition.
Cause
the definition is you read it.
the definition is characterized by or involved in the practice of engaging in multiple romantic and typically sexual relationships with the consent of all people involved.
Basically, you fucking multiple people.
Fucking multiple people. But in a relationship.
And I feel like, but this is, okay, so this definition versus me, actually, I've been watching these type of people for like 2 years now, I'm not gonna lie. So the difference between the actual definition and actually listening to polyamorous relationship is they don't focus on the sexual part.
Okay.
They focus on the financial part and the growth of like having multiple grown-ups in one household and being able to do the financial part easier versus, I mean, even
like
with having children and stuff like that, basically.
Like a village.
There's a lot of different types of polyamorous relationships. There's, women with 2 men. There's men with 2 women. Multiple women. There's married couples that add a girlfriend, and there's others where they all proclaim to be married to each other, like everyone.
Yeah.
I've been watching a few of them, so this is the one that I want to talk about, and we can keep going. Like we go just focus on one this week, which is TKO.
Okay.
His name is TKO Capone. So a little rundown of him. He is a public figure. He started off on Facebook and took his stuff to YouTube, and now he's on Big O Live. So basically, he just talk about his polyamorous relationship. His woman he's been with for 14 years. They're not married, and he has had other individuals come into his relationship for the last I think it's been like 7 years. They've been having different women come in, and he called the girls. So Armani is Armani, which is his woman, and then the girls are like drip angels.
Okay.
That's what he called them. So the reason why I felt like his topic was very interesting is because just recently, these last few weeks, he's been having poly auctions. Like auditions. I'm sorry.
Like auctions, bitch.
So basically, he's like auditioning for new girls to come to his home.
That shit is wild. Okay.
And while he's auditioning for new girls to come to his home, he have women that's already been to his home, like exposing that he's this narcissistic, manipulative type of person that just really want to take your money from you. Don't want to give you the companionship. He just basically looking for a come up in another woman.
Right.
It's scary because if you really do have people out here that want to be in something like that, to have people like him, and it's just a scary brick wall. So they've been having a whole panel full of women that come up, and he asks them certain questions like...
So is he replacing his old women?
No. Well, the old women, is nobody there no more but him and his main chick.
Oh,
so they're leaving.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's already
then you gotta question some other shit. Right,
yeah,
right.
that's already a red flag. So there's no other women there besides his main chick that he's been with for 14 years.
Right. Okay.
There have been women there, but they all leave. And they all have a different story come out. Most recent story is one of the ladies said that, okay, so she said she was on live, and he was like feeling on her and stuff, and she was like, stop, I don't want to, I don't want to do that right now. And he was like, come on, whatever, you're feeling on her. And she was just like, no, or whatever. And she said he basically tried to take advantage of her. Like,
oh, now he trying to force himself on her.
Yeah. So this is why I want to speak about this, because like we were just saying, like a lot of people don't really know what they want.
Right.
I feel like a lot of those women, they see him, public figure, chains, he's glossy, he's flashy, and he like, oh, this man can take care of me. Little do they know is he really want to know what the fuck they got to bring to the table. And on top of that, he's an ex-pimp.
Oh yeah, that's what he really is. That's what it is. For him. I'm not saying for everybody, but for him,
right,
that's what
right.
it really
Because
is.
like Nate, like we could talk about Nature Boy, because Nature Boy, he has like a carbonation, like that's what he calls it. I know it's kind of weird of a name, but they all moved up to the mountains in Puerto Rico, and he have like women, men, and all type of people in there, like living his life. But he got multiple wives. He has like 4 or 5 wives, and these women stay with him for years.
Oh, he must have been loving well.
They say, but then they come out like,
had enough love to spread around.
Yeah, but they come out and say things like like his baby mom came out like he used to beat on her. And,
oh my God, this is R. Kelly.
This
is surviving R. Kelly.
Yeah, and then like I just told you about the other. the other people, Mae Thomas, she has a husband and she bringing other women, but they're not allowed to get pregnant or anything by him.
What do you mean not allowed?
That's her standard.
There is rules?
Yes, it's rules. That's what I'm saying. It's rules to every different relationship. And then we have like the royal family. And like I told you, the man is a transgender man. Oh. And he has 2 women. Oh. So let's go ahead and talk about what was you say you had some questions.
I had some questions. I mean, these people are just a basis for the questions that I have. But for starters, like, how does this shit work? Because when I think of poly, I think that me and one man, right? He would have a girl, I would have a guy, and then it would just expand from there. They would be open to having their own relationships. I could cultivate a second relationship within that relationship, within my current relationship. You see what I'm saying? Like, how far does this shit go?
You are way off.
I'm way off?
Yes. Okay. So, for instance, say if you say I'm the man, you're the woman, right? And we agree to have a poly relationship. Okay. And most likely, most of the cases, it's another woman. Okay. You don't have to be like bisexual or anything. Right. Because basically, they don't look at the sex first. They look at like I told you, the financial stability and the financial growth of the aspect. So basically, even if you're not even attracted to women, a woman I bring in will be like your sister wife.
That's what I'm saying.
Like teammate.
Right.
But you're not allowed to bring anybody over there.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, so you're not allowed to bring any men on your side.
So it's not really a poly relationship then, right?
I mean, it is, but it you are saying like
I thought it was free love. Like everybody got somebody.
No, it's not like a swinger
That's
thing.
swinging? That's swinging. So if I had a partner, right? And then my partner had a partner, and then I had a partner, and then that partner had a partner.
No.
And then maybe I wanted a second or third partner.
That's not polyamorous.
That's not poly?
No.
Oh, this shit is fucking wild.
So basically, it's like you have a relationship, and we bring in
but
other
it's only
people
one-sided.
But it's and that's really what it is. So basically, if you brought to the say for instance, and then this is men like that too. It's women. So say for instance, you're a woman and you have a man, and then you come up with the idea. You like, I want to bring more men. He can't bring other women. It's only the men that you bring in. Yeah, that's the polyamorous relationship. Fair. So now we can agree on people,
right? But it's like that one person holds all the power. Though.
So basically, it only comes from. So it's not necessarily because. If we pick on a person together, that's different. But it's like it's only coming. So if it's the front door and the back door, that person is only coming through the front door. There's nobody else coming through your door.
Yeah. Oh, that's bullshit.
Yes.
That's bullshit.
So that's what it's. So basically, they're looking at it like. I mean, everybody know if you know like history, everybody know this actually veers from Muslim. From having multiple wives. Right, yeah. So that's where they're branching off of, but it's just like they come up with this concept of we can do better together than we can do separate. And don't get me wrong, I look at it like it's a very good idea for people that can't control themselves, that feel like they need multiple sex partners, that feel like they can't really do it by themselves financially. It's actually a good idea because if you go out and do it, we might as well do it in the safest way. Yeah, and do it together. But no, your concept of no.
So what would that be considered? Swinging?
Yeah, that's
I don't get all of this shit. Can we just stick to what we know?
Yes, she's swinging.
First and foremost, I'm not with neither, okay? Because I'm not getting with nobody that wants to do no poly, and I'm damn sure not swinging, okay?
So okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. Yeah. If you was with your guy, y'all good. I mean, let's say y'all was years married, whatever,
right?
And he approached it to you. It was automatically no, like.
Girl, if that's something he's into, I'm not gonna hold him either. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be a no for me.
So you don't see us because even if you don't, even so that you don't have to like threesome, like they don't.
Oh, I'm not saying no. I'm just.
You just don't see yourself sharing.
I'm very. It's a sharing thing, but it's also I'm very like old school. Like I just like the regular.
Yeah,
concept.
Jada, we are swingers. See, they're not poly. They're swingers.
They're swingers. I'm very much into like the old school. Like one man, monogamy. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've considered. No, I'm not like. I don't know because I'm stingy though.
Okay.
Like,
I'm stingy. Like, I don't want to share.
Maybe I'll just stick with having doing threesomes here and there or whatever. Cause
Have
not
fun.
like swinging. Yeah, have fun. But I don't see but it's like, on one end, I'm like, it might be nice to have another bitch, at home cleaning this shit while I'm working. Cause I'm a breadwinner anyways. Like, I'm doing my thing and you at home cleaning this shit and take care of the kids and all that while I'm out doing my thing. And then the nights where I don't feel like giving up no ass, you the ass is open right. Then again, I'm like, wait a minute, do I want you fucking on my partner?
Because
like,
what if they like you better? Like,
I mean, I don't know. I guess that's the type of things that you just gotta think.
You gotta
about.
worry about, and that's what I'm saying. That sounds like added stress, yo.
Yeah, it does sound like a lot of added stress.
stress.
No shade, it does.
Like, you like more complicated stuff. Not like you particular, but those people that are really into it, like the people we were just talking about, right? They're really into that stuff, but it's like you have to constantly live in somewhat of a dramatic situation. Like the guy that had women coming in and out, that's kind of detrimental to your mental health.
Right.
Like, one minute you're with somebody and then they're there, and I don't know what his treatment of them was, right? So it could have been mentally unhealthy for that person, and it could have been mentally unhealthy for you because you brought this person into your life thinking that they're going to be there for you, and then they just leave because of whatever actions that you had. They are now mentally scarred from your shit. It just sounds like
it's an ongoing thing.
cycle.
Yeah, that's
like,
exactly what it is. Okay,
that
so
sounds like way too much. I know.
Okay, question. Do you feel like the woman, like, okay, say for instance, it's the man that want to bring women in. Do you feel like the woman should have say so? And if so, how much? Because, okay,
I think it should just be fair. Like, I just think it should be fair. Like, yes, a woman should, okay, so if this is me and a dude, right, and he comes and he approaches the situation, let's say I'm open to it. I'm letting y'all know I'm not. Let's put that on the record. I am not. But if I was to be open to it, right, in this hypothetical situation, and he goes, well, I want to bring this woman in. Let's say we don't vibe. What if we don't mesh well? Like, she would still have to be in my space. So, yeah, I feel like you would have to have an opinion on it. But I also feel like it should be fair. Like, it can't just be one-sided. Like, everybody should be able to get everybody that they want to get. If we gonna do this.
No, see, I don't know, like that.
She said that's doing too much.
That's doing. So you're telling me, no, you're basically you putting out there like, if you can pick a woman, I should be able to pick. No, that's a lie.
We see how the relationship
a lie,
go.
dude. You don't think that's a lie? Like, if you,
I think it's a lot that you want to bring a third person into the situation or a fourth person.
Okay, but you're saying we're saying hypothetically you were into it.
Hypothetically,
because we know she's not. Put that on record once again.
On record, not with it.
But like, don't you feel like if it's already coming from one way, that's too much to have it coming from
one of my friends, Rhea, she was just like, because your feelings will get hurt. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so you feel like your feelings will get hurt?
Attached.
Okay, hold on. So you're saying your feelings will be hurt because you don't have a say so, or your feelings will be hurt because you want another motherfucker too?
Both.
But what if you're not? Oh my god,
bro, nigga, if we gon' do this, it's gotta be fair. Cool, you can get you a bitch, I can get me a nigga, and everybody will be happy, and then we can continue this relationship. That's the only way relationship. It's fair.
That's not a polyamorous relationship.
Okay,
no, it's not.
It's too many titles,
and that's why I said. Okay, that's why I said you have to. It's when it comes to it. Let's be honest. If you're gonna have someone in the household, anyways, it have to be an agreement on the person, regardless.
Absolutely.
You feel me? I just don't feel. I just feel like mentally that shit will be very hectic if I already got motherfuckers coming from this way, and you got somebody coming through the back door. And what if them motherfuckers run into each other like?
Yeah, what if they start fucking around? Do you see what I'm saying? But it's just a lot in general.
Fucking with you,
that's why it don't make sense to me. It's a lot in general. It's an arrangement.
No, they said entangled. No, it's not a polyamorous relationship. It's so much more than what you think, because this is another thing. People
is it
always,
deep? Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what it is.
This.
People act like when we think about it, we're thinking about three people fucking. Let's be honest. That's the first thing that pop up in your head. It's like it's a daily threesome.
Yep, a sweaty, funky.
But it's
all I'm envisioning.
But this is, and then they have more than one. So imagine it's me, you, and 3 women.
See what I'm saying?
So and then you got one coming in there. That's 4. Like, that's a lot. Like, and then we can't keep up with all that
so
shit.
Poly at least is when okay. So let me recap. So poly essentially is when one person who's, I'm assuming, the dominant in the situation,
pretty much,
gets access to other significant others, whether it be male or females, whatever that person so chooses, right? And then while having a relationship, so they can have multiple relationships within that one relationship.
If you're not into that same sex, that's basically what it is. And only thing it'll benefit the other person is if, say for instance, if you're not bisexual, you don't like women at all, but it's 3 other women in your house. On your end, it'll be a sisterhood, a financial stability type thing for you.
Like
and then on their end, right? And that's how I
I don't like bitches like that.
On their end, it's more. So I guess you can really say the dominant person is the more sexual one,
right?
And then the less dominant person is the one that reaps the
I mean, if we're
benefits
looking
of
at
the
it from a
sisterhood.
but that's another thing. Like, I don't want to say I'm possessive because possessive sounds really extreme. I know when to let somebody the fuck go. I'm just not willing to share. What about you? Like, are you?
I already said, like, I'm willing, yeah, but I don't know. Like, you can't really. That's like when things happen in the world and we say, oh, I would have done this. You don't really know until you there. Like, I don't know. Right now, I'm trying to, like, I'm iffy. Like, man, I don't really play that shit.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, or maybe I can have, like, a seasonal bitch, you know, that come, like, on the holidays and shit like that.
She cook and clean just on Christmas and Thanksgiving, y'all. No, I've never tried heroin, but I ain't interested in it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not interested in that either. Girl,
I ain't never tried heroin, and I'm not about to.
Well, I've never tried frog legs, but I'm interested in trying them.
I'm not trying nobody frog legs.
Oh my gosh! So basically, polyamorous is like you said, it's a more
it sounds really complex.
It reflects more off of the dominant party. It does, but yeah, I want a seasonal fucking bitch. That's it. But I feel like I do agree. So it takes a more of a dominant approach, but it does put a lot of weight on the less dominant party because
that sounds you have to be a level submissive,
right? And then if you tell me you down for this poly shit, and you like, oh, another bitch, this gonna make me feel like you really ain't down for this shit. Like, oh, are you good?
That it was okay.
Like, you said it was good for me to fuck them all. Gotta catch them all.
I like it old school. I just like man, woman, monogamy is my thing. I am not a sharer, but again, I'm not possessive either. So if you want to have that kind of relationship, I'm not going to hold you from it. I'm just not going to participate my damn self.
I figured they'd give. Well, I just really like it's a lot more to it, y'all. Next week we will have some clips. We gonna push this back into the subject, and we gonna have some clips and stuff from different polyamorous people that's been in a relationship.
I respect people that do it though, because I get it.
Oh yeah, me too.
I get it,
and I feel like it's damn. Listen,
there's like a household of men in my mind that I would, if I had the opportunity. So you would be the dominant one if I was into that. Hell, fuck yeah.
So you have okay.
I couldn't be the submissive, and that's the reason why I couldn't do it. I couldn't be the submissive. I couldn't. I would have to be the dominant. If I could collaborate about 5 different men.
Here we go, y'all. We got the answer out of Todd. She wants to be the pimp.
I don't want to be the pimp. There ain't no pimping. Everybody getting love. What you mean? Like, everybody getting love.
From you.
From me.
And then you already got your lineup of who would be in your house. Look, nasty tail self.
They famous, so it ain't gonna happen.
So basically, how I honestly, I don't agree. Or I don't agree or disagree with it. I'm kind of torn in the middle. I feel like to each his own shit. Yeah. If you can handle that shit, but before we stop with this subject, I feel like whomever the dominant person is should be able to financially provide for each and every person that they ask to come into the house.
Bullshit. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that.
Now she don't
taking care of no big grown ass men. Fuck that. No.
Fuck that.
Take back to their mamas.
I feel like they should be able to provide financially for everyone that's in this situation, because you know, like, how you gonna say you want something and you can't financially provide? That's when it comes down to you don't know what the fuck you really want, because you don't even know what the fuck you're getting yourself into, dog. That shit, Imagine having to buy 5 bitches a dress to go out on a date.
Right.
Fuck that. And 5 pairs of shoes.
Hair, nails, toes.
Well, that's why Nature Boy got his girls on the mountains. They do the look. They all got dreadlocks, and they all wear ties.
Now he said we just
they all wear ponchos and shit as dresses.
Girl, they in the woods fucking. Like,
they fucking in the woods.
They fucking in the woods. He got a cult. That's what the fuck that is.
That's what everybody call it. All right, guys. so right now we're about to take our last break, which our gag break. If you are new to the show, we do the first hour of our stories. Right now we're in the midst of the halftime break, and then after the halftime break, we have the gag break. Once we come back from the gag break, we will close out on every story. So if you have not been here since the beginning, this is your time, bitch. Because we're going to tell you about everything we talked about today. We close out everything, and we give our final opinions, because y'all know what the show name is, right?
Two women, two opinions.
You heard me. All right, YouTube, we'll see y'all after a gag break. Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome back from the gag break. We about to close it out for y'all. Let's start out with these breaking news stories. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all listen to this clip of this breaking news story, y'all. We was kind of chatting up about the poly stuff, but now we get back to the stories at hand.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely bring out some of that content, cause
gotta talk about the poly people. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Let me do my research. I'll be back.
Yeah, I would get you on the app too, so you can see exactly the people that I'll be talking about, so that you can tune in a little more and see what the hell they be really on. So this next story is basically the Capitol Police are under a suspicious vehicle near the Library of Congress, who what they thought was, and they called it an active bomb threat. So
oh shit.
Let's see what basically they were talking about. We only got to listen to a little bit of it because they basically cleared it out at the beginning for real.
On Capitol Hill, where police are investigating a suspicious vehicle near the Library of Congress. Police asking people to stay away from the area. The nearby Cannon office building also being evacuated. With me now, NBC's Pete Williams, NBC's Sahil Kapoor, and Jim Kavanaugh, a former ATF special agent and MSNBC terrorism contributor. Pete, I know you've been working the phones. What can you tell us?
Well, this is the total extent of what we know at this point. A pickup truck was stopped initially near the Capitol. It then drove on to the Library of Congress, where it's stopped right now. It's pretty hard to tell from this long shot that that's where it is. But that, on the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you can see the sort of foot of the Capitol Hill. You can see how widely an area has been blocked off. The pickup is now...
So basically, they seen a suspicious car, and now they're actually it's under investigation as an active bomb threat. The world that we're living in right now, let's be honest, guys, people are really upset about the government officials that we have in office right now, and they're taking this shit out. Like, it's going back to the old time when they was assassinating officials and stuff like that. So please be careful and to know who you're voting for and what's going on, and we definitely will have an update for this next week, because right now it is actively going on. So if it's any names released or any updated information on this, we definitely will keep you guys posted next week.
Yeah, that's just fucking wild, and it's crazy how frequent it's happening now.
Yes.
So our next story, I wanted to talk about, we touched on it a little bit earlier, how we should be taking better care of the earth, right? So CNN reports one of the world's largest salt lakes is evaporating at an alarming rate and threatening the livelihood of those that live around it. So there's this lake where it used to be, and this is like less than 20 years ago, y'all. This is like 1995, right? It was super... like, it was a lake. It was a whole lake. I don't know any other way to explain it. It was a big ass lake.
Right.
And now it's a desert. Like a completely bone dry desert.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can see like ships where ships had crashed, and it was like, it used to be like underwater. It's now just in the middle of a desert. So they're they've got specialists that come in, or that's coming in that are telling the surrounding villages and places or whatever, surrounding cities, that they can no longer build dams. So they've halted dam production, which is supposed to help bring natural water back in, right? So they don't have to like outsource water from somewhere else. But, no telling how long that's going to take. And they're hoping, like, because the earth is so warm, and that's what caused all this evaporation, that they're hoping that once they do this, and there's water slowly coming back in. Mind you, this is a salt lake, y'all, so it doesn't help, right? Because we all know salt is dehydrating.
Right.
So they're hoping with all of this going on, it'll eventually help, let nature do its course, and then it'll eventually rain back up, and then it'll fill. But it just doesn't know how long this is going to take. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we talked about this last week. We talked about it a couple episodes too. Is that climate change is a real fucking thing.
Yes.
And we really need to start investing back into our planet, right? We have the technology. It's been documented on so many different documentaries, so many news reports. We have the technology readily available. It's about getting everybody on board to do this big convert.
Truth.
And that being, I bet there's people that are going to work against it because it's no real money in it for them anyway. So you've got like big oil, right? People that benefit off of oil sales. They're not going to stop what they're doing to help better the planet. We're essentially taking the oil from the planet in the first place. So we don't know what that's causing us on the long term.
Yep. And that's why we're going electric. And that's why a lot of vehicles and a lot of companies are actually converting their cars over. And the newer cars, like I think it was starting off with 2019, are able to be converted over. This is a big deal.
That's why I said my next car, I plan on, like, I gotta
pay attention.
Pay attention to what you're buying, y'all. Definitely start trying to pay or buy things that benefit the planet somehow, some way. And recycle. Just do your part.
Just do your part. I mean, it's easier said than done, but it's easier to do on a day-to-day. Once you start it, it's much easier to make it a habit. A habit. Yeah, a force of habit. Because the days that we live in, just like we can get on fucking Facebook, Twitter, Instagram every single day to see what other people have going on, we can go and recycle. We can try to... I don't even understand why smoking, like when they do the smoking outside, when they pass that law, like this is so many reasons why our climate has been fucked up for so long.
Girl,
so
it's hard to breathe in certain places.
It's hard to people tell me all the time because here we don't really have a lot of good trees. We don't really have real trees. A lot of our stuff is planted. A lot of my family, when they say, "Oh, I got off the plane." It's like, it's hard to breathe as soon as we get off the plane here.
My first experience was when I first got here. It felt like I was being suffocated to some extent. So,
most definitely pay attention.
We got a clip for y'all. We're going to play a little bit of it. It just kind of overviews what I just touched on. Oh, did I not send it?
I'm like, what clip? Girl, I would have had it ready.
My goofy ass. I always forget where we the videos.
What, CNN?
Oh, it's right here. I got you.
Okay.
Facebook Messenger. Marty. There you go.
Right.
My bad, y'all.
Y'all heard it come in. One moment. What?
It is. Should the time right? Yeah.
I think. On the last video.
Oh, it's the first.
I was on. Oh, I thought this was the damn thing. It's the damn commercial. Come on. That's why I gotta upgrade this computer.
Girl, or the YouTube. I was just saying that.
Oh yeah.
I had to go ahead and just spend a little money.
Upgrade the YouTube.
Girl, because I surely got.
We need a sponsor and a producer.
Ooh, girl. We gonna get there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was just telling the fellas that on with us that we need a producer because ain't nobody really trying to do all this extra
paradise to a dry, salty desert. Global warming is literally evaporating what once was the largest lake in the entire Middle East, Lake Ormia in Iran, the 6th largest salt lake in the world. All around Lake Ormia, you can see the impact of the global climate emergency on the communities here, on the people, their livelihoods, and of course also their future. The authorities tell us today Lake Ormia is less than half the size of what it used to be. The shrinkage is due in part to dam projects around here, but mostly due to years of severe drought as our planet gets hotter. Ahad Ahmadi was a tourist photographer on the boardwalk in what used to be the beach resort Sharaf Khaneh. Believe it or not.
Damn.
So yeah, he's we're watching the video, y'all. So he shows a picture of the lake, just how vast it was and how lush it was back in its youth. And mind you, this is 1995. Like this, I was born in 1991. Right. So this is like 4 years after my birth, y'all. So, 4 years after my birth. So it's just,
yeah,
we gotta start doing a better job. Protect the planet. That should be our first priority right now.
It's protecting the planet.
But it starts with like doing stuff like if you have an opportunity to convert your house over to solar power, do that shit, and you get a check for it.
Yeah, you do.
So go ahead, just
Might
convert
as well.
over. Might as well. There's plenty of places out here that will get you what you need done quickly, and like I said, you get a check for it.
You get paid for it, just like the vaccination. Okay.
Hey,
now let's go ahead.
Solar power ain't gonna kill you though.
Okay. Now let's do our closing out. So starting with Taj's first story.
Our maskless Larry. Another patriotic citizen harasses an H Mart manager and his employees. The store just eventually gangs up on him and kind of takes matters into their own hands. They shout and scream. This man is shouting and screaming in their face. It's like a whole thing. I'm just tired. Like, aren't y'all tired?
Yeah, wear a mask, guys.
Larry, aren't y'all tired though?
It's
like, aren't y'all tired of showing
it's
y'all
not that
asses and
hard.
losing y'all jobs? Like,
you guys know our opinion and our closing out on that story. Wear the fucking mask. It's not a big deal. Why are you fighting people? And then, okay, even if it was, when they lifted the mask mandate, it was still the companies were able to make you wear it. Just like going to the nail salon, when they lifted it, you still had to wear your mask in there. If the company wants you to wear your mask, even if it's not mandated by the government,
I always thought
you
that
still
should have been a
have
thing,
to
especially
wear
when you're
your shit.
handling people's food. I always felt like you should wear gloves and a mask because you're handling people's food. I don't want you breathing on my shit.
my damn food.
Before you give it to me. I don't think there's a problem with that. Now, should they have to wear masks if they not around food? I'm kind of in between. But seeing as we're in a place right now that it's mandatory, it should be mandatory because we're still combating a virus, wear the fucking mask so we can be over this shit.
Wear the mask. And a second story was that the Biden administration is prepared to begin rolling out the new booster shots for the vaccination. You guys know my outlook on the vaccination. If it's something for you that benefits your life, go for it. But I don't feel like it should be something that's forced upon us as Americans. We still have our right of freedom and to do what we really consider. And I feel like with these different governors and stuff like that, making it a mandatory thing to even participate in life, like working and going out with your family, you have to be vaccinated. I feel like it's a whole bunch of baloney. And
it feels like you're like the government's your parent, you know, and you don't want to do what I say, so you're on punishment.
Basically. And then it's like, not only are you on punishment, because we could just go right, because this wasn't even one of our story with the state struggling with the federal rent aid. If you don't want to wear your mask, get vaccinated in certain states, you can get fired from your job. And then you don't have the government assistance to help you for that you can get back on your feet. So it just feel like it's a slap in the face.
It's a special cycle, but a cycle nonetheless. Like I said, you can't force somebody to put nothing in their body that they don't want to. I completely 100% support that and I stand on that. But as far as putting something over your face, that we can require you to do because that doesn't affect you on a day-to-day. Nobody knows how these vaccinations, booster shots, flu shots, whatever other shots you have to get in life is going to affect somebody until they get it. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So if people don't want it, you can't force that on them. And that's rightfully so. That's their prerogative. But the mask thing, you can tell somebody to wear a fucking mask.
Facts.
They can change that. They can go home, take that mask off. You can't do that with a shot. Once it's in there, it's in there. And then you may not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just other things.
Everyone's different. So.
Everyone's different. Like, you could get really sick from taking a vaccine. I don't know. So after our little tangent about the vaccine and how America is trash on every other occasion, I brought up the beef between the Abba and Preach channel, the YouTube channel. They're Canadian. They're super dope. I love their channel. And then Fresh and Fit, if you guys know anything about the red pill, blue pill conversation, these are one of those content creators. They basically just got caught lagging. Like, that's how I see it. Y'all fraudulent.
Putting out an image that they're not upholding.
They tell young men all the time to hold themselves to a higher standard. Don't pay for sex. Women should just be, basically falling all over you. Women should, these are supposed to be like men that coach other men on how to get women. So that being the case, come to find out, one of them pays for sex. He has a sugar baby account profile on Seeking Arrangements. And then the other one told some of his, because I don't know if y'all watch Fresh and Fit, but they bring about 10 different women on. It's like a panel, and they talk about different male versus female topics. But really, to me, it's always a one-sided conversation because Fit don't know when to shut the fuck up. And he's very aggressive when he talks to women. He doesn't respect women, and you can tell that. So I like the content, don't get me wrong, but it's more so on a research level,
right.
Not so much on this is my shit, I'm gonna watch it regularly. So they got into it, they talked about integrity, and I just feel like more people need to have that integrity about themselves. Like, you just should be honest with yourself every fucking day.
I totally agree.
Don't put out a fake persona to boost your career or make it just seem like you're something you're not, because eventually the truth is going to come out. And it's more embarrassing that way.
And like we were saying, like, it's better for you to put your truth out than to have someone else narrate your truth. So
yes.
My closing is just like, stand on what you believe in. Stop putting out these personas and acting like you're different people. This is why the internet is dangerous, but very much great place for people like us. So
they just want to put out positive
content. I talk my shit. Y'all know I do.
But it's funny. Y'all enjoy us for that reason.
I love the fact that me and Taj has great chemistry, because a lot of our stories back to back, and we do communicate before we do the show, but sometimes it's so hectic. Like this show, I wasn't able to read her story, she wasn't able to read mine. But my next story actually kind of was funny, that we talked about the people buying sex and stuff, and New York has declared to decriminalize sex working laws.
As they should.
And I feel like this was brought to the forefront 2 years ago from the Manhattan government, and they were basically saying, let's go ahead and decriminalize, drop these cases. People was getting cases dropped from multiple years ago.
They were getting out of jail.
And they were getting out of jail. I feel like they should. It's people's body.
They should have never been in jail.
Let them do what they want. And New York, y'all need to take y'all, basically take what y'all say to yourself as well. It's just like you want to let them decriminalize sex work. Leave people alone with their vaccination. Like,
absolutely.
Let people do what they want. Besides keeping the mask on, so that
you can't be free love
safe.
and then go, but you got to get the shot. I don't know. I agree. I feel like this should be a national thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's countries that participate in it, right? Because it's in their face. They advertise it. Amsterdam is a perfect example. They have brothels everywhere.
Yes.
I just feel like let people do what the fuck they want to do. You can't have that
make
kind
them
of
pay
control.
Taxes. Yeah, control the environment
over them like that.
So.
But like I said, there's ways to go about it the correct way, right?
Yes.
We want it done safely, so that way these women aren't on the street, or these men, because there's men out here that do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want these men and women out here on these streets. This is how sex trafficking happens, right? We want it to be safe. That way they can profit from it, and essentially the country can profit from it, right? Tax them like you tax any other fucking job.
And you know, y'all make a lot of fucking
create facilities that they can go in,
mm-hmm.
right? They got to show an ID, just like you do at a dispensary, alcohol,
at a strip club,
wherever. Show your ID, get in, pay your little fee, whatever, and keep it pushing. Whatever you do behind that closed door between you
and whoever
and God, I ain't trying to be in your business like that. That's what I'm saying. But our American government shouldn't want to be in people's business like that. So just make it legal, so that way these people that are in jail can get out of jail.
I totally agree.
And that these people can live a safer life. We can start getting rid of things like sex trafficking.
Yes.
If there are places like this for that reason. Right? It's still not going to stop people from kidnapping children. Lord, people do weird, fucked up shit. But at least it'll negate a lot of the stuff that goes on.
Truth. I definitely agree. I just feel like it gives, like you said, it put more tax dollars in our pocket. They said we broke as hell anyway, so let's get this moving. Sex sells. Sex sells. Everyone knows this.
We broke now. They ain't give all this fucking money away.
Right. The sex sells, so sell that ass, sister girl.
So,
just to go back, we was talking about how the states are struggle to dispute federal rent aid as the deadline approaches. We've seen that Nevada has only spent 3% of the federal aid that we've received from the government. And the way that our homeless population is set up, I just feel like we need better people in positions to fucking know how to spend this money. You telling me, like Taj said, you telling me that Vegas don't know how to spend money?
We are literally a profitable motherfucking city. That's what we do. We con people to come here, right? We got all these resorts. We got all these casinos. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got some nature stuff for the people that like to be out in nature.
We got a little Doorsy.
You know what I'm saying?
But we got money.
We got
money.
Casinos
is the
Y'all don't know how
biggest
to
thing
fucking
about
spend
this.
money?
You telling me so?
Y'all destroying the fucking freeways and streets and shit, but y'all don't know how to fucking spend some money. Spend the fucking money.
So the story is that Vegas has only spent 3% of the government federal rent aid. And the deadline is approaching. So basically, if we don't spend the money on helping people with rent aid, this shit can be taken away from us.
And sent to other states that are
Vegas, how the fuck don't you know how to spend money? Get your dicks out the lockers and spend this fucking money. Get these women and their children out of these fucking shelters and move these people that's on these streets in these shelters.
People that have mental
rotate
illnesses.
these motherfuckers.
That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that there are facilities for homeless people, right? But most of these people don't want to go to these places, and it's understandably so because shit happens in these places. So I get it. They would rather be on the street than for them to be in homeless shelters. But it's like, come on now. Just spend the money so that way these people aren't losing their homes, their apartments, whatever little piece of whatever they have, a little peace of mind. Spend the money.
Spend the money.
Same thing for you, Reno.
So our opinion, you know, we both definitely have the same opinion on that. Spend the fucking money.
Spend the fucking money.
Period.
We are a profitable motherfucking city. There ain't no way in hell we don't know how to spend money. Y'all know how to build fucking casinos every the fuck where. Okay. Restaurants every the fuck where. Okay. Another motherfucking resort. Y'all seen Resort World? Shit. They know how to spend money on that bullshit.
Hell nah. Okay, So the last two stories I want to say for the end because these are the most, you know, we have already got our giggles and shits and giggles out. So the wildfires are back in California. I don't think they ever ended. I don't want to say back. I don't want to put out false information, but let's put the California people in our prayers because there are wildfires out there. And also Haiti. Just had a really bad earthquake and multiple, yeah. And the losses, the deaths is skyrocketing. So I just feel like let's keep them in our prayers.
Positive vibes.
If you have any Haitian family or if you are Haitian, I definitely want to uplift you because being here in America and we have all this crazy shit going on and then you have people back home dealing with what they're dealing with. It's no balance right now. Definitely in the world that we live in.
There's shit going
on top
everywhere.
of climate change, on top of all this stuff like police
big
brutality,
business, big corporation, big oil. We can go for days, y'all.
Yeah, we can keep going. So, yeah. Well, that was the show today, guys. We really want to appreciate everybody. Well, I want to get this closed out on video. Hold on. I can't see you. Oh, there we go. All right, let's close out. Oh.
But she's trying to get the camera right.
All right, guys. Thanks once again for tuning in to another episode of Two Women, Two Opinion. This is episode 5, guys.
Woo!
We doing a damn thing. We definitely want to shout out everybody that came in with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I love the time that y'all share with us.
My name is Marty. You can find me at Famous Gems with a Z on all social media platforms.
And my name is Taj. You can find me at Taj Wild on all platforms or Taj Wilder. That's an ER on the wild on Facebook.
For you people that don't know how to spell. And as a whole, you can find us at Two Women, Two Opinions. The number 2 women, the number 2 opinions at Instagram. I'm sorry.
We ain't
YouTube.
got Instagram yet. We getting there.
Yeah, we will have Instagram. So you will find us at YouTube and also on Spoon. If you guys don't know what Spoon is, it's just a podcast platform that we're able to go live on. So our show is live and then it's posted as a podcast later on.
Yep. So check us out.
All right, you two. We love y'all.
Have a good week.